I'm Shamira Shahid, your host for today. Welcome to MS Talk today. So today we're going to talk about gender inequality. I hope that everybody who is watching this aware of the issue of gender inequality. So today we have a guest speaker. It is Miss Sureka. So how, Miss Sureka, have you been?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great, actually.
Yeah. So Miss Sureka is actually the director of We Empower 2018, which is a project by the Tamil Language Society University of Malaya. So before we start with the what is We Empower, so could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, my name is Shrika, and I'm actually a third year biomedical engineering student right now. Yeah, and I'm from Malacca.
Oh yeah, you're a biomedical engineering student.
Yep.
Wow, that is very incredible because like you don't learn. I mean, like officially you don't learn about gender basically,
No,
right?
it isn't in our course.
Yeah, it is because it's only offered in our faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. This is amazing. Where did you learn? I mean, how are you aware about this issue?
Okay, I suppose I was profoundly interested in the topic, and I was engaged in a couple of other projects and events happening elsewhere in Malaysia as well. So that's how I suppose it spiked up my interest even more to actually to address the gender equality.
Yeah, that's great. So right now I think the audience wanted to know what is the project We Empower is all about.
Okay, We Empower is actually a conference happening in September 2018, and what we are hoping to do is it's going to be like a roundtable discussion to address all the gender inequality issues in Malaysia right now. So we are hoping to get a lot of people on board, people who know about the topic and people who don't, so that they will be enlightened on the topic as well. And that's exactly how we're hoping to do, basically enlighten and create awareness about the issue.
Yeah. Although the gender inequality issue in Malaysia is kind of there was solution on that issue. Like the government trying to address that issue. Like the recent study shows that women employment in the senior management is actually increases, but the issue are still there. Like the issue, like not all of the Malaysian knows of this issue. There's still some people who need to be aware of this issue. So how was the progress of the project so far?
Okay, the progress have been okay. Let's talk about like how people have been. Not many people are aware about how we are facing gender inequality in everyday lives. You'll be surprised, actually, this year is actually Women Empowerment Year declared by the government.
Yes.
And it's not exactly, nobody knows about it. It's not very prominent.
That's very, very poor.
It is. And a lot of people, when it comes to those people who have not been affected by the inequality, they don't understand that it is happening out there. Like, for example, we ourselves in the campus, we're in a bubble here, and we don't understand it's happening outside, in the employment world, in the workforce, and all these things. So this is where we hope to address, and I suppose not people of all walks of life are exactly aware of the situation right now, but I suppose we are coming to a progress, especially with our first female deputy prime minister right now.
Yeah, it's very amazing.
It is, and especially with women representation in politics, and especially in such a high post. So it's actually quite prevalent, like that the issue needs to be addressed, and it's no longer it needs more attention, the whole issue.
So that is basically the progress of gender in how we Malaysian address the gender inequality issue. So how's the project, it's kind of helping to address the issue?
Okay, for We Empower, we're hoping to, at the moment, we're hoping to forge alliances with WAO, Women's Aid Organization, and recently we're also connecting with Lean In Youth Malaysia to actually go across many platforms to actually gain the audience that we need for this specific motion. And for now, for We Empower, we hope to, it's not, we don't hope to just tackle university students. We hope to tackle people who are in the workforce as well, and people who are yet to be affected by this whole agenda. Like, for example, secondary school students, they're not out there yet, but it's going to be, it's an issue pertaining to all of us. So I suppose We Empower hopes to address all these people with in regards to this issue.
Yeah, that's very good progress, I guess. So, folks, we're gonna get back after this, after the break. Thank you. Hello, folks. Welcome back to MS Talk. Today, we're still discussing about gender inequality. So, I'm gonna ask Rika next question. So, we see that gender inequality usually we see it very mainstream in workplace. Can you see any gender inequality on campus?
Actually, we do a little. I suppose driven by the stereotypical beliefs, a little. For example, say engineering, you don't see many girls there, do you? Or if a girl is found to be doing engineering, you'll actually say, wow, that's amazing. You're doing engineering for a girl. It's not something, it's not very known. It's not something that everybody does. And I suppose in a way, it actually leads to, it happens within homes as well. So this is what that contributes to the main picture in the workforce, because at homes it's believed that girls are supposed to, as soon as they finish their education, they're supposed to get ready to get married, and that's when have kids, and then manage the household. As for us, for the boys, it's actually they're expected to actually start working, and then actually buy a house, buy a car, and so forth. So the expectations are very different. So I suppose on campus, in a way, everybody's driven by those stereotypes, and eventually, it actually contributes to discrimination a little as well. When they actually go out into the workforce, and that's when they don't believe that girls should be working after they get married. Actually, a lot of guys, when we actually asked around on campus, a lot of guys actually believe, no, why girls are not supposed to work after they get married? They're supposed to take care of the kids. So what is the point of the education? Yeah. So I suppose in a way it's all on campus. It is there, but it's not as evident as it is out there.
So like the gender, that this gender stereotype is not just affect the girls, it's actually affect boys too.
It does.
Because like there's some boys, probably very into the hospitality kind of, the type of course that's not really relatable to them, but they really love to do it, but they're being, mocking by his friends. That's very, very sad situation actually. Because people always say that gender inequality only happens to women, but it's actually happened to men too. In your opinion, how aware of men, they have been oppressed by this issue?
Okay, the most common example would be guys. Don't cry like girls. You shouldn't be crying. Why are you like a girl? Those kind of things. Eventually, it is emotionally disturbing for them, and in a way, it is discriminating because guys have emotions. We're all humans, right? So in a way, and they are expected of extremely high ideals as compared to women. They're supposed to, they're supposed to hold themselves up in public. They're supposed to remain strong, and not everybody is capable of fulfilling those things, especially because we are all, when it boils down, we are all just humans. So, and guys actually they face discrimination a lot as well, expected of a lot of things, and not many people are encouraged, especially at homes. They're not encouraged to become air stewardess, air steward, and all those things, because you don't really hear air steward, right? You usually hear air stewardess, that kind of things, and male models, that kind of things, because it's associated to something that women do, not guys, So that kind of things. Guys don't really cook. If a guy cooks, they're like, wow, you cook? That's pretty amazing for a guy. But
like amazing chef, usually they're all men, amazing chefs.
Actually, they are. And that's the thing. Women are expected to cook at homes, but if they want to pursue a career in culinary arts, it is not really there. They don't really think that's they think that women's place is in the kitchen. But when it comes to pursuing a profession in it, it's not exactly commonly perceived by the community and society. So this is where we're all not, we don't really realize it, but stereotypes have been driving us mad, and
Yes,
because of
yes.
this, a lot of problems, a lot of this one is actually contributed by those stereotypes, actually.
Yeah, it is, like we should tell. I hope from this project we empower, you can tell men out there it's okay for you to cry. It's
It
okay.
is.
We all human. We've got emotion. It's okay for you to cry. So, have you, as you mentioned before, We Empower project use the conference approach to tackle this issue. Why do you guys use conference as a platform of giving information rather than, I don't know, physical campaign, online campaign?
Okay, first of all, it's going to be a conference in the morning session, and where we'll actually have panel discussions, forums, maybe one or two talks, and then the afternoon session, we're actually having a workshop kind of situation where we hope to create an engaging platform for all of them to actually come to a roundtable discussion, and also it's supposed to be a fun approach to get into the topic. So we'll be actually tackling it from a political view, and a legal perspective. How are we going to tackle it in the social context and all those kind of things, So this is where we're going to tackle it in a smaller scale, it's one to
Within the participants.
within the participants. So why we actually chose conference is because we believe physical campaigns are quite good. It's quite attractive. It's quite fun and all those things. But when the big picture out there is not fully understood, how do we tackle the issue? So we believe the deliverance of the knowledge and the awareness of this topic being very prevalent in Malaysia is one contributing factor to all these problems, gender inequality per se. So this is where we hope to actually we encourage and hope to the public would actually understand the magnitude of the problem from the whole conference. So that's where we hope to address every single situation from, we won't be able, the scope is very wide, but we hope to tackle it as much as possible.
So the main target audience for this conference, is it mainly gonna be those from workforce, or is it focused on students of University of Malaya?
Okay, it's actually open to public, but at the moment, I suppose we are expecting most students because they are all fueled with enthusiasm and all these things, and they are the people who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow, and they're going to go out there and lead the rest one day. So this is where we hope that most probably it's going to be students, most of them, but secondary students as well, not just university students, secondary students, and also the workforce is what we are hoping to expect on that day.
Yeah, so it's gonna be open to public, but it's gonna be happening in University of Malaya, right? So it's gonna be on in September.
Yep, September, about the third week.
About the third week of September. That's gonna be great. That people should be aware. I think most of the audience would be mostly student of University Malaya. They have to aware of on this issue because they're going to go out to the workforce. They have to know the reality of the workforce. In your opinion, do students in University Malaya is aware of this issue? They're not in the workforce yet, but they're going to. Are they preparing for that situation when they're in the workforce?
I suppose in a way some of them are, but like I said before, if they are not affected by the situation, they've not been affected in the past or at present, they don't understand the full effect and the full magnitude of the problem. They don't understand that there is that. Because some of the guys we actually approached who have not known that gender equality is a problem in Malaysia, they were asking us back is this even happening in Malaysia? Discrimination of pregnancies and unequal pay and all those things. They say, is it even happening? I thought you guys are happy. We could be happy, but it's just that we're not given the same privileges. We're not held on the same platform as them, not on the same we're not judged based on our credibilities and all those things. We're judged on our appearance. We're judged on what exactly we're supposed to do and what people believe, but contrary to people's belief, this is what we're all trying to achieve more here. Not just guys but also girls. Girls are supposed to be taught to not just make sure their family is a happy one, but also create a future for their children, to say that yes, my mom is working, my mom has a profession, my mom's a doctor, my mom's someone in the workforce, and she provides for the family, because people believe that guys should be the breadwinner. But it could be both ways. And it could be even women be, they could be the breadwinners as well. The capabilities are there, so why not, right?
Yeah.
So I suppose in a way, amongst the university students, some of them understand, but quite a number of them don't understand exactly what the problem is.
And by using this platform, this project, We Empower, I hope more students are aware on this issue. Thank you very much, Sureka,
Thank
for the very
you.
informative, knowledgeable, we're sharing with the audience today. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
being
you for
here
having me
today.
also.
So that's the end of our show for today. So we'll see you guys later.